The Battle Royale genre has roots that date all the way back to the year 2000 with the movie unceremoniously titled Battle Royale, where players are thrown into an arena and must fight until one survivor remains. Although a fairly popular movie, the genre took a massive rise in interest with the Hunger Games books in 2008 and began to climb to greater heights when the first movie released in theaters in 2012. With this rise in popularity sparked a new genre across all mediums, but no genre imagined the fantasy of a true Battle Royale better than the medium of video games. For the younger audience, Minecraft Hunger Games was a huge game mode that served as a gateway into the genre as a whole. However popular the sole game mode may have been, its impact on the overall setting is dwarfed by one singular thing: the DayZ mod for Arma 2. My name's Archer, and today we're going to be talking about how this mod for a relatively niche game skyrocketed this one genre in particular into the stratosphere beyond what anybody could have foreseen, and how this impact led to the creation of the Battle Royale formula in games like Fortnite, PUBG, Warzone, and Apex Legends that has shown time and time again that it is here to stay. So let's touch on that Minecraft Hunger Games point just a little bit more. I mentioned how this game mode was influential to the younger audiences, but adults and more contrarian teenagers also had this itch they never knew needed scratching and didn't want to turn from Minecraft for it. For so long, the gaming community looked to Warcraft 3 for its influence in other genres. League of Legends, the biggest game franchise in the world, started as an offshoot of Dota, a mod for Warcraft 3. Essentially, Arma 2 is for the shooter genre what Warcraft 3 was for MOBAs and auto chess, and it's no surprise that once The Walking Dead, World War Z, and Call of Duty Zombies started picking up traction, players were hungry to live out their wildest fantasies in a post-apocalyptic wasteland ravaged by human selfishness and desperation, combined with the natural element of zombies roaming the wasteland as predators. So, DayZ, a mod for Arma 2 designed around base building, PvP, and random loot drops, was born. In this hardcore survival game, players are thrown into a world where they are able to coexist with one another. But due to scarcity of resources, players are coerced into fighting and killing each other over simple material goods such as ammo, weapons, and, most importantly, food. In just 1 month, the DayZ mod garnered over 100,000 players. And keep in mind, this was back in 2012, where marketing on YouTube or other platforms was a relatively unheard of concept. The only marketing done for this game was on Arma 2's Steam page and a forum post on the official Arma forums. Naturally, this surge of players warranted innovative minds to build off of the DayZ formula and create their own magnum opus of gaming. And when Arma 3 released in 2013, a man by the name of Brendan Green, better known as PlayerUnknown, entered the fold. Debuting his world-changing mod, PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale in 2014, players quickly gravitated towards this action-packed experience that had them looting from random drops, fighting other players, and using vehicles to get from one side of the map to the other. As the number of players in the lobby dropped, so too did the size of the playable area, forcing players to meet up with one another and making them fight it out. But that isn't where this journey ends. After gaining a massive amount of traction and success, PlayerUnknown decided to halt work on the mod and continue his journey with another product. Little did Green know, however, this product would not only make his name one of the most known in the gaming sphere, it would also make him incredibly rich beyond compare. In 2017, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, better known as PUBG, took the internet by storm. Within days, the game garnered hundreds of thousands of players. Within months, the game reached 1 million concurrent players on Steam. By January of 2018, PUBG became one of the most played games ever on Steam, surpassing that of even CSGO. It was an internet phenomenon, and despite the rapid success, some people were scoffing at the game, passing it off as a trend and nothing more. Enter Fortnite Battle Royale. After the peak of PUBG in January, players were hungry for more Battle Royale content. Something fresh, something innovative. Fortnite offered that exact refreshment in the form of building. A true dynamic map, where players were able to harvest materials, build their own cover as opposed to finding some of their own, and with a cartoon-style theme, the developers weren't constrained by the burden of realism, allowing them to create ridiculous yet fun gameplay mechanics such as the Boogie Bomb. Fortnite seemingly had no peak in sight, garnering more and more players as the months went on. In 2018, the game had 78.3 million active players. In 2020, the game had 80.4. Although the craze has died down today, Ninja streaming the game with Drake will forever be a craziest of all time moment in gaming history. However, the story doesn't stop there. See, there was a group of players who loved the Battle Royale scene immensely, but hated the clunkiness of PUBG and the sweat builders of Fortnite. These players wanted something fast, something exciting, something like— As abruptly as the sentence came, Apex Legends, created by the respectable Respawn Entertainment, released on Steam literally overnight. One trailer and a name that commanded respect in the gaming market was all it took to get players interested in what the spiritual successor to Titanfall 2 was doing as a Battle Royale. With heroes in the similar fashion Overwatch coined Legends for this iteration, the swift, fluid, and responsive responsive movement of Titanfall 2, and gunplay that felt better than Fortnite and PUBG combined, Apex was a massive success while taking lessons from the games that came before in its genre. Those who would call the Battle Royale genre a trend in that it'll pass have been saying so for almost 4 years. This genre might lose its popularity, but similar to the survival games genre, it will always be here to stay in some iteration. So let's go back to the very beginning, where this all started. The creation of a single zombie mod for the niche Arma 2. If you were to tell anybody in 2012 that this mod would indirectly create the biggest genre in gaming ever, nobody would believe you. That's kind of how life works, I suppose. Outrageous things happen all the time, and if you were to tell people in the past about it, nobody would believe you at all. I don't attribute DayZ being the only reason these games got so popular, but the games are polished and fulfill their own individual roles due to this mod's success. PUBG built off the basics, Fortnite added in the dynamic environment with building, Apex Legends added the responsiveness and fluidity to it all, and Warzone leashed off of better games. Each of the 4 BR titans had some part to play in the overall success of this genre, and now they all compete with one another to be the biggest battle royale game out there. Sure, you could argue that DayZ's impact in it all was minimal, and that is a stance that I've seen some people take, but to say the genre will be where it is today without this one singular mod is pure ignorance. Much like so many other games, DayZ influenced the BR scene into what it is today. And that's how a mod changed gaming forever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe. If this does well enough, I'll be sure to upload more educational content like this in the future. Regardless, I hope you all enjoyed it nonetheless. My name's Ben Archer, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.